Gone for a minute, but I'm back with the jump off. Hey, good morning, y'all, and welcome to another episode of NovaThawts. I am your host, Nova Luxurious. Been gone for a while, y'all, so had to clear my head, had to do some personal things, and I just need to take a break. I was working. I've been in my band doing some music. So, it's just been a lot going on. But we're going to go ahead and get this started. If you want to follow me, I am on Instagram at Nova_Luxurious. I have now changed my Twitter to at Nova Luxurious on Twitter. And you can also find me on SoundCloud at Nova Luxurious. NovaLuxurious. Now that we've gotten that out the way, I hope everybody has been taking care of themselves and living their best lives. Since my last podcast, I saw Black Panther, bought a whole tub of shea butter specifically for that, because I was feeling I greased myself up and I was shiny and smelling good, and just ended up being black and excellent. It was marvelous. The movie is everything. I'm not going to do a review because everybody's doing reviews and everybody is, we're past that. But I will say that if you haven't, still late in the game, I get it. I understand. Sometimes people just don't rush to the movies right away. So if you are, still haven't seen it and it's still in your local theater, I advise you if you got a little extra coin, a little extra time, go and get you your little fix of Black Panther. It's really good. It's a really good movie. Can't wait to see what they do with that franchise. The MCU has really been stepping their pussies up. Knock on wood. Thank God, because I don't want them to get fuck up and do and go backwards. So we just gonna keep them in prayer that they keep doing better and doing more. I'm waiting on this X-Men, honey. I'm just hoping, I'm praying, honey. I'm praying that they get it right, because that's all I want. I want these hoes to get it the fuck right. What's been going on with my week? This week has been this week has been very chill for me. I think I haven't talked to you guys in 2 weeks. So yeah, these past 2 weeks have been very chill. Like I said, I've just been getting some personal projects done. I shot a music video. It will be out very fucking soon. Why am I saying fucking so much? It'll be out very soon. I'm just talking with the director and the editor now, just getting the final tweaks and things together, and we're gonna get that rolling on out on my YouTube, which is also Nova Lux is what my YouTube is. If you want to follow me on YouTube, it's NovaLux. So we're just gonna hop right in. I haven't really been keeping up with a lot of current events. We're still dealing with, I think the main three that have really caught my attention have been, this whole debate with the schools giving teachers guns, and that whole thing about, gun reform, gun control. My thoughts are the same, honey. You don't need to be walking around. I feel like people should have the right to bear arms if they need be. You don't need an AR-15 to be, you don't need that. You can get you a nice little Smith & Wesson pistol, 9mm, whatever, any of those. But, assault rifles, the only rifles that anyone needs is a 12 gauge, and that's if you live in the country and you hunt for your food and things. Other than that, girl, you don't need to be out here walking around your local grocery store with an AR-15 strapped to your back like it's cute. I said that on my last podcast, but I still agree with that. That's something that's not needed. Now President Trump and company are talking about arming teachers with guns in the classroom, because that's That's a great idea. And since that idea has been proposed, I think there has been a teacher here in Georgia, actually, that went crazy and locked himself in his room and was firing off shots. Thankfully, nobody was hurt, and he just, the only thing that got killed was a window. So thankfully, nothing happened. Like, he didn't really go in, but it's like, yeah, do we really need, teachers, some of the most underpaid, stressed out ass people with guns? Do we really think that that's a good idea? These motherfuckers think that it's a good idea. On top of that, you got motherfuckers. There's a church in Philly or Pennsylvania that did a gun blessing ceremony. Listen, these motherfuckers are going crazy out here. Okay, these motherfuckers are really. I don't know if y'all realize it, girl, but y'all doing the works of the devil, girl. I mean, I don't want to say that I'm not religious. I'm a spiritual person, and I feel like I'm very spiritually in tune with, just in general. I feel like I'm pretty good on that tip. I can sense when some shit ain't right. And, my spirit is not, all this is just like y'all girls out here really on some end of days, like demon. This is some evil shit. Like, I'm really starting to believe there is a demon in that administration and around these parts that has corrupted these people, honey. Blessing guns, honey. Yes, this church in Pennsylvania had a gun blessing ceremony. AR-15s at that. I don't know. AR-15s and these type of guns. I have been, killing people with them. These folks out here getting mauled down, and you want to bless this shit. And while I understand the argument that, it's the person behind the gun, but still, that gun is meant for combat, like army, war combat. Like, that type of gun, an AR-15 is not meant for civilian, that kind of thing. Like, no. It's not meant for civilian use, and they really should, no. And I get that there are people who are gun enthusiasts. I just feel like, there needs to be a lot more stipulations on, if you want to collect you some guns, if you're a gun enthusiast, if you're somebody that, people collect everything. People collect dolls. I collect dolls, comic books, and action figures. So I get it that, if your fascination is guns and you want to, you just want your little display case with all different types of weaponry, and low key, in case the world goes to shit, you can pull it out at any time. But, that's fine. But there needs to be, like in Japan, honey. In Japan, it's really, I don't want to say it's not worth the trouble of having a gun, but they really make it so that, okay, girl, if you're going to own this gun, we going to really put you through it, bitch. You got to have inspections. You got to, every year or every so many years, they inspect your ass. I think it's every year. And, you got to do all this paperwork. You got to do, it's a full process. So I feel like it should be a full process over here. It don't make no sense that young man went into that store and got a gun just all willy-nilly without really doing the proper paperwork or anything, and was able to go in that school and shoot up them peoples. That just don't make no sense to me. But yeah, they want to arm your teachers, and these motherfuckers is out here blessing guns. This is some evil shit, y'all. We might be up against some supernatural forces, honey. Demons and devils. What else has been going on? Oh, there was another situation with, there was a teacher, I think her name is Diana Dolovich, something of itch, it itches, itchy bitch, I don't know, Diana Volatich, I think that's her name, Diana Volatich, in Florida. She's a teacher by day, white supremacist podcast host by night. She's out and out here inserting her views in her curriculum, on the low. And it was found out, and she's been suspended, but it took people making a big fuss about it and making national news for people to really be like, okay, so once again, are we really sure that we want to give we want to give teachers guns, honey? especially this one. Like, and I'm pretty sure there's a few more girls like her. Now, what really did her in was she was a dumbass bitch, using her exact same picture, and her location, and you know, her all the exact facts of how long she worked at the school and things in her podcast that people were able to put two and two together. Yeah, it's wild out here. So I don't know, y'all. Y'all might, you know, y'all with kids. I don't have kids, but if you got kids, I think, you know, y'all might need to be looking at some homeschooling options, some, you know, private. I don't even want to say private school because you really can't trust them hoes in that either. But, you know, you might want to look at some other options in educating your children, because these motherfuckers is out here having all the bad ideas and doing all the devilment and evilness and in these jobs that are meant for good work, good wholesome work, honey. I don't know. But yes, honey, Miss Diana Volatich, whatever her name is, itchy bitch. She is a white supremacist. Beware. Even though she's gotten suspended and removed from that school, you know, who knows? She might pop up somewhere else. And, you know, everybody need to be on the lookout, you know, really research the people that's teaching your kids. You know, I know parents and things, you know, we don't think about that because we operate in, well, I'm not a parent. I'm going to talk like I'm a parent. But, you know, y'all operating off of when, you know, we was in school, as, you know, for us adults, you know, when we was in school, teachers at best, honey, they bring in movies for movie night. If they didn't want to be bothered, bitch, we watching Cinderella today. While I do this paperwork, y'all sit here and shut the hell up. You know, they ain't, of course, they don't say that, but, you know, that's pretty much the sentiment, you know, at best. And if you really get out of hand, they just kick you out of class, girl. But now, honey, these girls are white supremacists and they about to be armed with guns. So I don't know, for all y'all with kids and little ones, honey, I just think, I don't know, I think the school systems are really starting to be fucked in this country under this administration. So just beware. Those were the really big, main two big, I guess, things that really I paid attention to. On the celebrity tip, I really am digging the new Escape 3. I'm really digging the Here For It. Some people are feeling ways because they feel like they're trying too hard to be current. And I didn't get that. I felt like they did a good job mixing the current with them. You know, this is Escape in the current times. Like, I don't understand this whole, I do understand it, but it annoys me, this whole sentiment of, because it's like with these older acts, there's a lot of older acts coming out. I'm waiting patiently still for Miss In Vogue. You know, they coming out later this month. And, you know, it's just a lot of these older R&B artists that, you know, they're coming back and we need that, honestly, which is about to spearhead into my main thought. But we definitely need these artists because, you know, there was a void, and, you know, thank God that Escape is back. I really like them. You know, I know some people feel like, well, it ain't the same without Candy. No, it's not. But the thing with groups like Escape is that everybody can actually sing. So, and that's no shade to these current groups and these current girls, but it's just a fact. Like, there was a time where if you were, whether you were in a group or you were solo, you had to have some talents. You know, if you didn't have the strongest voice, like a Bobby Brown or Janet or Madonna, actually, we ain't gonna even put her in this equation, like a Paula Abdul, a Jodie Watley, you know, then you had to be a dancer. You had to be an entertainer. You had to know how to do something. You couldn't just be up there being cute, you know. Now it's like you could just be kind of cute and you could do a little choreography here and there. But for the most part, you know, back then you had to, like, a lot of people don't understand, honey. Miss Paula, you know, yeah, her vocals weren't that strong, but bitch, that stage show that you saw, that you see, like, go online and see any of her choreography, her stage show. She choreographed all of that. She put that whole show together. She put her whole set together, honey. So, you know, you have to have talent. You have to be talented in some way, you know, besides, you know, if you didn't have the strong vocals like that. And, you know, what was I saying? What was my point? See, this is what happens when you smoke and you start ranting. And about to light another one low key. Yeah. High key, actually. Yeah, you know, they can just actually sing, you know, all three of them. So I knew that they were going to be okay when Candy said she didn't want to return for the, you know, for the new project. I knew they were going to be fine. I recommend it. I say go check it out. Escape 3. It's basically the same way they spell it, but instead of the E at the end, there's a 3. So really it's Escape 3. But it's supposed to be Escape, and then the 3 and is supposed to be the E and the 3. I don't know. Point is, here for it. It's a EP. They have it out. It's all on all of the digital streaming platforms. You can, you know, kind of check it out. I've been listening to it. It's really cute. I have no complaints. And I just can't wait to see what else is coming out. You know, like I said, I'm real happy that a lot of these older R&B acts, you know, like the In Vogues, the Escapes, when they did that award show, was it the Soul Train Awards that they did, or the BET? One of them where they brought out 112 and SWV and all these girls, you know, they need to come out. Toni Braxton's about to come out with another album. We need these girls to come out. Mary is making a comeback and prepping for a new album. I'm praying Janet is doing the same. I think she's just relaxing after that tour, which is fine, girl. Get your, you know, rest, honey, because I think she's about to take it like overseas. Like she's about to do that whole leg of it. So she's still doing that, but I'm hoping she squeezes some new music in there while doing that. Yeah, it's just time. There's been a void for good, authentic R&B for the longest, which takes me into my main thought, because we're gonna go ahead and it's a brief casting today because I have to do laundry and things. But my main thought is this great debate that's been going on for the past day and a half, and that is the debate of Bruno Mars being a cultural appropriator or an appreciator. Grapevine did this kind of like panel thing where they had a whole bunch of different like well-known YouTubers and bloggers and vloggers and people just who's really, you know, they're like the new, you know, commentary. They're the new school. How am I trying to say this, girl? YouTubers, bloggers, and vloggers. Sometimes I just be overthinking, girl. So YouTubers, bloggers, and vloggers, they all got together from this Grapevine. Justin J, Adrian Expressions, I think they went to New York to host. Cause yeah, they were on it and they were hosting it. So yes, I think that's what I follow them on Instagram and things. So yeah, that's what they were out there doing. And, Sensei, who's another YouTuber that I really, really like, was there, and they got on the discussion of Bruno Mars. And if you follow Sensei, she's this really cute, tall, black girl, and she's always giving you like these videos on just her theories and her, you know, she does her research on different subjects as it pertains to race and pop culture and you know, all of that. Her stance is that Bruno Mars is an appropriator. I disagree. And there's a lot of people who agree with her, but I disagree. And I don't totally disagree with her statement about why Bruno Mars is popular with this 24 Karat album. Even though Bruno Mars was always popular, like he's done pretty good when he was doing the piano pop, but you know, the 24 Karat, he decided he wanted to do an R&B funk kind of inspired album. And so he set out to do that, and he came out with these really good songs, these really strong singles, and it really was. It took you back to like 1988. You know, for the girls that were around, it took you back, or you know, who were somewhat alive. I was alive in the late 80s. You know, I was little, like I was real little, but I remember a lot of the music in that time, in the late 80s, early 90s. It shaped me. You know, like I was 3 or 4, you know, when Bobby Brown came out with Miss Don't Be Cruel and all of that. You know, when Belle Biv DeVoe came out, I was 5, 6, you know, their whole reign. I was between 5 and 7 when they were out and popular and they had that album. And, you know, just different things. When The Living Color was out, me and my family used to sit up and watch it. Even though I was not supposed to, but I used to always kind of give them the pitiful face so they would let me watch with them. You know, so, you know, Bruno grew up in that era. You know, he's around my age. We're in our 30s. So, yeah, you know, that's something that inspired him. And the reason why I say that I disagree with the whole argument that Bruno is an appropriator is simply because Bruno Mars has, since doing this genre, since, you know, getting success and accolades off of doing, you know, this R&B album, he's done nothing but cite his sources. Every award show, every chance he gets, every interview, he's always talking about how, you know, yeah, this is black music. I wanted to do, and I was inspired by these sounds, and I wanted to do my own version of it, or put my own, you know, do my own version of it. And, you know, I think we live in this era now where, you know, you just quick to label, you know, relegate somebody to this section without really having a nuanced conversation. And I looked at the video and Sensei's whole, you know, reasoning why she's done multiple videos on why she doesn't particularly care for Bruno Mars. And I understand it, but I feel like my point of it is I feel like we are not really, you know, for those who are just quick to point the finger and call Bruno, you know, like I said, relegate him to this appropriator barrel. I just feel like we're not really pointing fingers where they need to be pointed and blamed, and, you know, and really talking about why the Bruno Marses of the world are successful in the house of R&B. And to be quite honest, part of the blame goes on us as consumers, us black, you know, folks as consumers, because we did abandon R&B artists and R&B. And it also goes to a lot of these black industry gatekeepers and tastemakers and people in the music industry who basically sold out sold out R&B, who, you know, if you're going to get mad at Bruno Mars for making an R&B album, you need to get mad at all these black label heads and things that will pass over a black artist doing authentic R&B for a white or a non-black artist who does a watered down version of it. And I don't think Bruno Mars's 24 Karat album was watered down. It was actually very, very good. I actually listened to the album. It's a really good album. It's a solid, good album. Like, he really did, like, he paid attention to everything, every detail, nuance about the sound. Like, he really studied that. And I respect him for that. Like, I really felt like it was 1987 and I had a high top face sitting in my room with my boombox and I'm listening to the latest artist and I'm just getting my life. Like, I really felt like I was in that, whatever that world that Bruno Mars was trying to create, that R&B world. I felt like I was there. You know, you can't get mad at him for that. But people are. I just feel like I said, I feel like, you know, the conversation can go a lot deeper because it really does. Like, as a singer, as a performer myself, I have been in many a situation or many of open mic and, or, you know, perform where, you know, the black folks, the black performers, you know, honestly, we'll get up there and we'll do our thing and it'd be some authentic shit. And, you know, the audience and if it's a competition, because I've been in a few little fake me out talent competitions, they will sit there and look bored and be all uninterested and, you know, just not really okay, like, you know, I've seen it all. I've seen you ain't doing nothing new, whatever. And then let a little white boy, white girl, non-black person come up there and do half of a run, they can get up there and just, ooh, and y'all niggas is going ape shit, giving them honorary black cards, inviting them to these cookouts, which is real foreign to me, honey. I'm just not quick to give out. Listen, I don't do honorary black cards, okay, girl. If you cool, you cool. We ain't doing no honorary. You ain't black, girl. You just a cool friend of the family, honey. That's how I look at it. He's a friend. He, she, they are friends of the family, girl. So, we're not giving out. But anyway, y'all niggas is out here giving out black cards, and he's invited to the cookout, and we're gonna make him honorary black. Y'all girls was doing that. So the same people that's mad and calling him all types of appropriators and on this bandwagon, not Saran, not a Sensei. Her stance on Bruno Mars has been consistent. But I'm talking about everybody else. A lot of these people who are on this bandwagon now, y'all, and that's another thing. Some of y'all faves are appropriators. Like this one dude I had this debate with on Twitter, and he was just calling Bruno Mars all types of appropriators. You got Post Malone all up and through your timeline, girl. He is definitely an appropriator and a culture vulture. You got Justin Timberlake. And that's another thing, lest we forget, and I think that's what it is. I think these black people are more mad. It's like late to the party mad. Like you just now getting upset, but yet y'all was letting Justin Timberlake shimmy, Harlem Shake, and shimmy and shake it all up and through the BET Awards. And once again, like I said, we got to hold our gatekeepers and our tastemakers and influencers, all those people in the black music world and the black entertainment realm. We got to hold them accountable too, because a lot of them was a lot of y'all faves, the Kanyes, the what's that, Kendrick. They were co-signing a lot of this shit too. Didn't Kendrick come out and say how we need to let Iggy live and let Iggy do her? So, you have to really point fingers where it need to be pointed. We allow these, people, and this is, I'm not even talking about necessarily Bruno, I'm just saying like in general, for the whole argument of cultural appropriation and stuff as pertains to R&B and hip hop and things. We have allowed and co-signed all these types of niggas, all these types of people to come up in here. And now that they in here and they eating and they winning, a lot of y'all want to be mad, but y'all was bumping they shit hardcore, Like, after Justin did what he did to Mother Janet, I ain't bought another Justin Timberlake album, honey. Justified was the first and the last time I purchased anything involving Justin Timberlake, simply off of that. But yet he was allowed to, like I said, shimmy and Harlem Shake all up at the BET Awards for the Charlie Murphy, not Charlie Murphy, what's his name? Charlie Wilson, for Charlie Wilson's tribute. He's been allowed to shimmy and shake all up and through black circles after the fact that he threw this black lady under the bus. So, and same thing, Miley Cyrus, what's that nigga name? Mike Will Made It, all these niggas. Y'all co-signed the fuck out of this little girl. And now, gave her all the beats, probably gave her all the discounts on the beat, but charging all these niggas full price. And look what she did when she decided that hip hop was done for her. Oh, well, it's just sexist and misogynistic. And I'm so over it, and I had to get out of there. It was just too much for me. Girl, what? So, I feel like if we're going to get mad about Bruno, then we need to get mad at ourselves, as well as, like I said, we need to start holding a lot of these black label heads, radio people, all these people that, like I said, that play a hand in putting these people on. Didn't Floyd Mayweather have Justin Bieber all up on the money team? That's what I'm saying. Like, all these folks have been, we've allowed them to be up in here. And so now we're at this point where it's just I don't want to say witch hunt but yeah, it's like any and everybody, are quick to be labeled, and I feel like we're putting the label on. People are just really mad because Bruno is successful. And I understand the frustration, but like I said, we gave up on R&B a long time ago. We wasn't buying no R&B artists. These labels was dropping their R&B artists, was not re-signing R&B artists, was not even looking for authentic R&B artists. The fact that, like, if you look at the music shows now, there is no category, no standalone category for R&B and soul. And we had R&B, we had soul, we had all these different categories. Everything now has been relegated to a hip hop / R&B category. So, it, like, the conversation goes much, much deeper, in my opinion. Now, so do I think Bruno Mars is a cultural appropriator? No, I really don't. I think that he appreciates the art form, and he has yet, and I pray he don't make me eat these words, Jesus, but he has, as of yet, he has been consistently respectful, and he honors the genre. I can't speak for what he gonna do in the future, but I just pray he don't fuck up and put his foot in his mouth or say some shit, because then I'm gonna have to roast him, and then and I'm okay with eating my words, for the sake of the truth, but yeah, I just feel like we in this current era, we really need to understand the difference between appreciation and appropriation, and stop being so quick to write somebody off simply because, like I said, I agree with Sensei's point. And there was another point she made that I didn't really agree with. It was something to the effect of, if Michael Jackson wouldn't be successful today if he didn't have the light skin, and something like that. I have to go back and look at it, and I'll probably bring it up again in another podcast. But if this debate continues, but I just felt like that argument was, I don't want to say it was, I don't want to, I'm trying to choose my words, because the person saying it I respect, so I don't want to be like, this is just stupid, she's a stupid bitch. Like, no, it's nothing like that. I just want to make sure that, I don't know, I feel like by that logic, Prince, wouldn't have been successful if he was dark skinned in his day. He definitely wouldn't have been. I feel like he would have been successful, but he wouldn't have been on MTV. So he would have found some form of success. He wouldn't have been as successful, by that argument. And that's true, because MTV was, at the time that Prince debuted on MTV wasn't playing no black artists, except for Michael, and then Prince, and then Janet and Whitney. Those were the four. But before that, before them and even after them, not really, not so much, not until about 80, 88, 89 that they really started playing good black music. Before that, it was all white, all rock and pop, white people. So the only, like I said, by that argument, it can be argued that Prince wouldn't have been, that's one of the things that helped Prince. And I think with Bruno, that's what it was. The argument was, because he's a non-black POC, so he's a safe choice, which I don't disagree with Sensei about that. I mean, like, because that's my whole point. The argument can be said about Prince in his debut, when he debuted. If he wasn't a cute little petite light-skinned boy with this big curly hair, MTV wouldn't have gave him a second look. So, a lot can be said. And then the fact that he had like a very mixed kind of band, like his band was, white and black people, that helped him. It was timing and strategy, timing, it just happened to be that, the whole light skin thing was cute for the 80s, movement. So he happened to be light skinned. And Michael Jackson, of course, he got on there just because he was Michael fucking Jackson. Like, and then Whitney had the Clive Davis machine behind her. And Janet was Janet, you know, she's sister of Michael. So, you know, everybody got in on a, I won't say on a curb, because when they got in, they were still exceptional. But you know what I mean? Like, they got in on these little things that helped them. And so with Bruno, I feel like, you know, that is a conversation worth having. Like, yes, he is a non-black POC into white people. He's a safer choice, but that doesn't relegate him to, oh, he's just being an appropriator. Like, I honestly don't even think Bruno Mars was thinking like that. Bruno Mars probably felt like, I want to do an R&B inspired album. I'm going to do an R&B inspired album. And he sought out to do that. He did it. It became a hit. But the current pop culture climate is not his fault. Once again, if we're going to talk about the pop culture climate, we have to bring in these label heads and gatekeepers and tastemakers who curate, you know, the roster of artists that we get to see and get to hear. You know, it's a much bigger and much more nuanced conversation. So, that's my thoughts on it. If you want to have a debate with me or talk about it with me, you know, you can always, like I said, I'm on Twitter at NovaLuxurious. If you want to get into that, I personally would love it. You know, I like a good debate. I like a good discussion. And so to me, that is definitely a discussion worth having. I think I'm going to cap it off right here because I'm going to go get this laundry together, and I got a full day ahead of me, y'all. So just pray for me that I get my drawers clean and, you know, everything goes well. I hope and pray that everybody has a good weekend, a good day, and a good weekend, and a good week. Once again, if you want to follow me, I am on Instagram at Nova_Luxurious. I am on Twitter at NovaLuxurious, and you can follow me on SoundCloud under the name Nova Luxurious, NovaLuxurious. And I just wishing everybody, you know, peace and love. Be on the lookout for Lap of Luxury. That's my video. It's coming out soon. Yeah, everybody be cool. Mwah.